to the Biscuits and Blurays Podcast, where we watch Blu-rays, and the biscuit is so long, it has an interval in the middle.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay.
Okay. I'm your host, James. Co-host, Jade. Hello.
Hello.
This is our third Pirate of the Caribbean movie.
It is.
And it will be the last. I don't want to touch this franchise going forward.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut my hands off and not touch any other movie.
And have hook hands.
I'll have two hook hands, and that's it. That's the end of that story. This film. Were you excited for this film when it came out?
I was so excited.
Okay.
I could not wait for Dead Man's Chest to come out on DVD so I could just absolutely binge watch it as much as I could. Was so excited when the trailer for this dropped. I was obsessed with the Yo-Ho Pirate's Life and Me Jonas Brothers song.
You are
so sad.
You are denounced from this podcast now.
I would like sorry. But I loved it. I couldn't get away from anything pirates. I loved it. It was in the, as you remember.
I do.
It was everywhere. Skull and Crossbones. Even celebrities were rocking it on different things. So cool.
I know where I was when the trailer dropped for this.
Where?
I was in an IT lesson, and I was just Googling stuff, and I remember seeing, trailer for Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. I was like, ooh, that's the title then. Great. And I watched it, but I didn't have my headphones.
Yeah.
So I watched it without any sound.
Did it hit for you?
When I eventually got sound onto it, yeah, absolutely. That was a good trailer.
It was a good trailer, especially the end bit with Jack fighting Davy Jones.
Yeah.
On the top of the ship while it's all windy.
It's windy!
So, yes, I was so excited for this film when it came out.
Did you see it at the cinema?
No.
I don't get it then. Why not?
My friends didn't want to watch it. They'd kind of gone over the Pirates phase.
Okay. You were still caught up in it.
Yeah, I got hold of a dodgy copy.
Oh no. Piracies cost jobs. Don't touch the hot stuff. You touched the hot stuff.
I did. It was from that same dodgy guy in my sixth form that always seemed to have stuff he shouldn't do.
Care to drop his name?
I don't even remember.
You know his name. We can't call you out, sir. But piracy's a crime. I went to see this at the cinema. It was a big family outing.
You all went?
Yeah, we all went.
Oh, that's cute.
And I remember, this is the thing. The reason I said the biscuit is so long it has an interval in the middle is because when I saw it at the cinema, it was on in two separate screens, and I remember you had the choice, because it's a long film, so it's nearly 3 hours. You had a choice of if you wanted to have an interval or you just wanted to power through. And us being the impatient ones we are, we had the interval. Yeah. Because at that point I hadn't fully got control of my bladder.
You still don't.
I'm peeing right now. So I remember we had a choice. And I've not known that ever to happen. I think even King Kong, when we saw King Kong, that didn't have a...
I've never known a film just stop like that unless you're watching like a double bill.
But it happens, when I paused it for us to have an interval, because again, it's a long film, that's where it would stop.
Okay, because I've seen all the Avengers films, I've seen Lord of the Rings films, some of those are fucking long. Never had an interval option ever presented to me. Yeah. But I suppose... But you could say this is Disney, but so was some of those movies.
But they knew that this was going to be popular, and it was a very busy screen.
I mean, yeah.
I think people had the option, and it was a big family thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was a bit of a it was a massive blockbuster, wasn't it, at the time?
Oh yeah. This one is the last of the trilogy. I don't think they were ever planning anymore.
No.
This one feels massive.
Yes.
It feels epic. And I like that.
Yes, I like that.
The battle scenes.
The battle scenes are something else in this, aren't they?
Well, okay, let's start with the back end of the film, because I think that's where it really shines.
It's the last 40 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, because while we were watching it just now, and we have just finished watching it, we started watching it 2 days ago, the last 40 really brings it home for me, and I think it wraps up so many little things. Yeah. I think, personally, of what I like of this franchise, but it's a long way to get to that good stuff.
No, I definitely agree. I think that there's a lot of messing about towards the third act. Because you've got the initial storyline, it's let's go fetch Jack Sparrow from the locker, and then it's them coming back from the locker. After that, I think it really lulls in mood for quite a while before it kind of jumps up again. Because when I remember watching this for the first time, I couldn't care less about the Brethren Court.
Okay.
I thought they were so uninteresting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the characters were cool around the table.
Yeah, the pirate lords.
But I don't feel like what they were doing was particularly grand, if you know what I mean.
I think the problem, the thing that drags this film down is that it is a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, like I said in the last podcast, the writers have written themselves into a corner where they've killed off Jack, but they've got to get Jack back because you can't have him without a pirate film without him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got all to introduce these other characters. You've got to market it to the Chinese market, which was huge at the time, and I think this really, really smashed the box office over there as well.
Yeah.
Which is the inclusion of certain characters in this, but it's just that middle bit.
It's just so long.
There's too many characters anyway. I think with the second one, okay, you've got like Davy Jones and Cutler back in, whatever, fine. But it refuses to let anyone go.
Mm-hmm.
And my issue for this will always be those two groups of comic relief either side.
They don't give them too much to do though. They just appear in the background, I think, and it's just to keep people in the movie to say, "Oh yeah, they're there. We recognise them from the other films."
Yeah, but like they don't. If they're not doing anything, get rid.
I know what you mean. I don't mind the ones on the ship. You know, the guy with the eye, and they don't bother me so much as they do you. It's the other two that bother me.
They don't bother me. The eye patch, I don't even know the names. Mm-hmm. Pop it, that one. They don't bother me as much in this one because I think they do some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones from the first film, they're not in the second one, and then they just reappear here. That's too much.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to kind of say, remember things from the first film.
Yeah.
Remember things from the ride. So because that's how we get the dog with the keys again.
Yeah. There is a lot of filler as well.
Yeah.
And I think that obviously we've got Jack Sparrow back, that's great, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We spend quite a lot of time with him when he first appears on screen, which is like an hour in.
Yeah.
But then you've got Jack doing stuff with Barbossa, and that sort of odd couple stuff really falls flat for me.
I really like it.
I know you do. Apparently on set they were like, yeah, this is the best time. I'm having such a good time working together.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do it, but to a point where it's not adding to that runtime, which is already so fucking long.
I would have cut some of the stuff in Davy Jones's locker to keep the stuff with Jack and Barbossa.
Okay.
Because it kind of makes sense. They're both on the Black Pearl. They're both captains. They both think that they're the rightful captain of it. Mm-hmm. And I think they've both got a bit of a petty streak to them. So them like with the telescope.
Yeah.
I thought that was quite funny. Like, oh, yours is bigger, so I'm going to keep doing a bigger one. So they became a bit more outrageous. I liked that.
But what's that adding to it?
It's their kind of bravado, isn't it? Like, I'm more captain than you. I like that.
But we know that from the first one. We've already got established that that's what those two are like together.
But have we though? Because we've only ever seen Barbossa really in charge. We've never seen them both together trying to captain the same ship. He had the upper hand in the first film.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just you can.
You're incorrect.
Okay, fine. I would cut some of the stuff in Singapore.
I would cut some of the stuff in Singapore too.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's go through the film and say what we'd cut. I would cut the Singapore bit.
Mm-hmm.
I would cut most of the Calypso and Davy Jones stuff.
Right, okay. Some of the Brethren Court stuff fell flat for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should have been more. There should have been more as to what they are and how important they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Because other than meeting together, spoilers, to bind Calypso, they've never met again. So what's their purpose?
I think it's just a thing that they do, isn't it?
But they don't meet. They only meet once the colours have been sang, yeah.
Well, let's talk about the hoist the colours.
The opening fucking scene to this. This is a Disney movie, guys, and it opens up with the picture, with the image of a noose.
Not just a noose, like several nooses. A niece?
A niece. Well, it starts off with just the shot of a noose, and then it pans out, and we see a massive row of them. Essentially,
what this film's establishing is that the pirates' time is over. The East India Trading Company is sort of taking over.
Their world's getting smaller, basically.
Yeah, like piracy's a crime. Mm-hmm. We've said that from the get-go.
Yeah.
But now it feels like the British are coming.
British are coming.
If there's one thing that British are good at, it's naval combat. Back in the day. I love the opening for this, though.
I don't think it was so dark.
I love how bleak it is. It's sort of like You got the drums,
Yeah.
and then people just hang it, and there's like a guy reading the last rites and stuff. And it's like you won't have any help. You've got
none. Basically, everything's been suspended. And every time they say suspended, they drop the.
And then there's that.
Drop the doors underneath people.
Then there's that kid, a good child actor. I don't know his name, but he starts singing "Hoist the Colours."
Well, I think it's meant to really pull at your heartstrings to begin with, because we see all these lines of prisoners that are all being hung. You see some women crying. It's quite sad, but they're all adults, and then they're all kind of spread out on the scaffold because it's like a group execution.
Yeah.
And then you just see this really small boy just get up onto the gallows, and he looks up at the noose, and obviously there's so much of a height difference.
He can't even reach. Yeah.
It's quite sad, and then they get the barrel for him to stand on. It is really sad.
Do you know how I was saying in the last episode that Cutler Beckett doesn't do anything to identify himself as a pure bastard?
Yeah.
In the second one, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I needed.
Yeah.
And I think, oh, you are evil.
You are evil. Yeah.
He's a little pirate boy. He's just like, how pirates like for me?
He was probably just
like,
a little cabin boy. He was like who's the guy from Treasure Island? Is it Jim?
Yeah, Jim Hawkins, yeah.
He was a little Jim Hawkins. He's like, nope.
Nope, no Jim Hawkins for you. Are any of these played by Muppets?
Yes, all of them.
What? Oh, you can't hang the Muppets. Oh.
Oh, you see a hand.
No, they just hang loose and the hand's just like, okay.
His hands are like, oh, hey.
But then they start singing Hoist the Colours. Let's talk about the music, because we did in the last one. I think we have in all this. Anytime we watch a film and I think the music's good, I always think to myself, I'm going to mention it. I'm going to mention it on the podcast because it's important to me. And then I forget. But on these films, I've not.
No.
Do you know why that is?
Because they're fucking bangers.
Correct, Jade. Correct.
And you're going to be playing this shit in my car tomorrow on the way to work.
Oh, bloody hoist my colours, baby.
Oh.
Not that one. Maybe that one.
Which that one, yeah.
Hans Zimmer's smashed it out of the park again. He's introduced 8 new themes.
You don't have to.
He didn't have to go that hard. But he did.
That piano was on fire. He was like, oh!
Yeah. The meme. I love the music for this. But this little boy starts singing Hoist the Colours, and it's sort of like a sea shanty sort of thing.
Yeah, sea shanty, but it's got a bit of a lullaby-ness to the beginning bit, and then they all start joining in and kind of stamping their feet, and it's a bit like a hurrah!
It's like, you may take our lives, but you'll never take our freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can break our necks, so that's that's right. And then they say, they've started to sing. Finally. Oh, you're such a twat, Ollie. Yeah. I think it's a good opener. It's a good cold open.
Yeah.
The stuff in Singapore. Now, Singapore apparently back in the day was a big port that pirates would use. Mm-hmm. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
That's all I know. But I know that one. If I had to pick one fact I know,
it's that one.
Pirates use Singapore as a port.
Oh, I see.
Similar to Tortuga. Mm-hmm. Here they've used it as a sort of spa vacation town.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, they've got a lot of bathhouses that they're just enjoying themselves.
Free mushrooms.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Gross mushrooms. I like that some of those people have been in those tubs so long that they are growing fungus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a fun guy. Good times.
Oh yeah, I forgot to laugh.
Oh, because of the fungi joke.
Shut up.
So, it's a complicated film, this. From the get-go, people are sort of going, I'm making a deal with this person.
Yeah, who is this person? Because straight away they're in Singapore. We don't know why they're there. Eventually we know why they're there. They're trying to get some sort of map.
They need the pieces of 8 to get the pirates together. Because you have to release Calypso and hopefully have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
A problem with getting the pieces of 8, these are collections of things that pirates would have.
Well, we don't know this. We just assume it's kind of 8 pieces of silver.
Yeah, that's what it's hinted towards. I think most pirate films have gone, if it's a piece of 8, it's a coin.
Yeah, it's a silver medallion of some description, yeah.
I do like what this has done.
Yeah.
Where they've gone, okay, they didn't have any coins, they were just poor, so they had whatever they had in their pockets.
Whatever they had in their pockets. But we don't know that until later on in the movie.
But I do like that, though. Mm-hmm. So that's a good stylistic choice. A problem with the pieces of 8 is that Jack Sparrow has one.
And he's one of the pirate lords.
Since when?
I'm guessing he had it passed to him.
Okay. Because I'm skipping towards the 5th one, which we're not going to ever do in the podcast.
Okay.
But in the 5th one where there's that flashback of Salazar, does he have the piece of 8 then?
I don't remember.
Or does he get it much later on?
And it gets it much later on because he's only like a cabin boy, isn't he? In that.
Yeah, but then he becomes captain.
Not in that scene. He doesn't.
Yeah, because the captain of the what ship, whatever it is that Salazar's after, the captain dies, and then Jack Sparrow goes, "Okay, I'm gonna wing it," and then Jack Sparrow kills Salazar.
No idea. I've only seen it once.
It's quite good.
Cool. So it's just so fucking long.
Mm-hmm. I do like that we have Barbossa back.
Mm-hmm.
We're back in the Barbossa hole.
Yes.
Barholsa, as it were.
Yes.
And he's given quite a lot to do in this opening bit. Throughout the film, actually. I'm glad he's doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad he's kind of on the good side. I mean, none of these characters are particularly good.
Yeah.
They've all got their own hidden agendas. Some of them are particularly annoying.
Okay, we're going to talk about whoever that person is.
But Barbossa has the same goal all the way through this, and he doesn't stray from it.
He's a man of his word.
Yeah, so he's trying to get the pieces of 8 together. He wants to free Calypso. We find out that's his end goal, and he does not stray from that. Mm-hmm. That's his job, and he gets it done. That's the
tick.
Yeah, the whole deal that he struck with Teodama.
Yes.
Who brought him back from the dead.
Yes.
But she needed him back from the dead because he's also a pirate lord.
There's so many pirate lords. Can't even cope with how many pirate lords there are.
No.
Anyway, off to Davy Jones' locker. There have been spies, so like the East India Trading Company knows that there's going to be a Brethren court at some point. Mm-hmm. So that's on the back burner for a little bit. Yeah, because
basically they're trying to annihilate all pirates. Mm-hmm. They need to know where this Brethren court are to bring them down.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially. How have we summed this film up so easy, and this film doesn't do it itself?
It's so long-winded because they've all got, again, we've got these characters that have all got different ideas of what they want. Mm-hmm. And so we've got all these different plot lines just kind of twisting and turning. Some are making deals.
Yeah. Everyone's got a motive.
Yeah.
But some are better than others. Off to Davy Jones' locker, we're going to go get Jack back. Mm-hmm. I love all that.
Yeah.
I love the adventure to the locker. Mm-hmm. And it's quite... This film's it's expensive, there's a lot going on, but it's very attractive. Mm-hmm. It's a good-looking film.
Yeah.
So, like when they sail to the ends of the Earth, which the Earth is flat now?
It is. It's a good visual, that is.
Has it always been flat? Are you a flat earther?
No, but I like the fact that to the underworld, mm-hmm. It's flat. It just goes straight down.
Yeah. So, okay. Then we get a blackout, and there's a nice homage to the ride, because they play a sound cue from it.
Yeah.
And are you a fan of that?
I do like that. Any homage to the ride, I will always love.
There's a few more in this. One line that Barbossa says was like, "Don't alter the course." Mm-hmm. That's the line from the ride as well.
Yeah. Any like little bits of like images from the ride, I'm always like, "Oh my god, that's from the ride."
You're like the Leo DiCaprio meme when it's anything.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, what's that?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
The locker. Are you a fan of this?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I've never liked it.
Okay.
And I still think it's crap.
What is the problem with it for you?
It's just, I get it's supposed to be purgatory.
Yeah.
But it's so boring and it doesn't make any sense.
We had to Google what was happening.
I still don't understand what was happening.
So essentially, purgatory is everything you don't like. Mm-hmm. So Jack Sparrow is a fan of the sea, like sailing the sea. So his version of the locker is that he's trapped sealess and he hasn't got any wind, so he can't sail his boat.
Yes, it's almost like he's stuck in purgatory, so he's in his own personal hell. And his personal hell is not having his freedom. So it's just him and his boat in a desert with nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And so he's just slowly going mad.
Visually, it's quite good, mm-hmm. I think. I've always liked it visually, but contextually, I think, well, I don't know what it means.
No, and then it gets even more stupid when those fucking crabs show up.
Are you not a fan of the crabs?
I'm not a fan of the crabs. Are you a fan of the crabs?
I'm a crustacean baby. I love me a little crabby boy.
They don't do it for me.
Well, because they disguise themselves as rocks. So if I see a rock now, from now on, I'm going to think, that's a crab in disguise.
But where the fuck do they come from? There's no other sea creatures there. They only turn up once Teodama turns up.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's Queen of Crabs. Turns out she's Calypso. Mm-hmm. Are you a fan of a Calypso? On a hot sunny day?
I've never liked a Calypso.
I've never been a big fan. No.
They've never done it for me.
I'd always let it melt and then at the bottom.
And then suck it.
And then drink the juice.
Oh my god, that didn't sound right. You let it melt and then you suck it.
And then suck it. Yeah, once Teodama gets there, I think that's when the crabs start rocking up.
He finds his way to them.
Yeah.
Because their boat's all fucked up after falling off of the world's end.
Yeah, so they're in the locker as well. It's weird that they're in his purgatory. I thought purgatory was different for every person.
That's what I thought, but then I've had to read the fucking Pirates of the Caribbean wiki to find that out.
There's a Pirates of the Caribbean wiki?
There is indeed.
Okay.
And I don't know, maybe it's because they were trying to find him that they found their way into... Mind you, he found his way to them, not the other way around.
Yeah.
They were still with the sea. They were washed up on a beach. Teodamel's crabs moved the pearl, didn't they?
Yeah.
So that's how he got out of his locker to them. I think that's probably what happened.
It's good that the Kraken didn't chew Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, I can't believe he just swallowed him whole.
Swallowed him whole, yeah. But I showed you that video of that woman being eaten by the whale the other day.
I think you did.
So, I mean, it happens.
It does.
We shouldn't go meddling in the ocean, guys. That's all I'm saying. Jack Sparrow in this, we've said before, he is a bit of a... He's undirectable, Johnny Depp. Not a fault of his own. I think he's very talented in this film, and he's carrying it, this franchise. The problem is the director doesn't know when to say, that's enough. Do you agree that he's going a bit too far here?
You say that, but then just watching the bloopers, I thought he was absolutely fine.
But in context of the film, though, where there's like... The audience want... I think the director knows the audience want Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
So when you do get him, you get different versions of him.
I'd like to really understand just how much was ad-libbed.
Yeah.
And how much was not.
I think there's quite a bit, because I think Johnny Depp is the sort of actor who... You know, the scene where he's got the fan?
Yeah.
I don't think it was written into the script that Johnny Depp has a fan.
I don't know, because he was holding it twice in two separate bloopers.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Maybe he was. He's a talented guy. But I think it's a bit too much, Jack Sparrow, in this.
I know what you mean. Some of the action sequences, I think, yes. It's just a little bit too unbelievable.
I noticed as well that some of his expressions aren't quite as Jack Sparrow as they have been.
Mm-hmm.
He was rehearsing for Sweeney Todd at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think he'd just come off Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, so it was in between some very character roles.
I think there's a few lines where he says, or chuckles or whatever, but I think you can notice other Johnny Depp characters in it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's 100% Jack Sparrow. That's not his fault. I'm just saying, I think I can notice that.
Yeah.
Anyway, off we go to... We've got Jack. We go back to the real world. This is a real thing. The Green Flash.
Yes. Care
to elaborate? You've seen it?
I have seen the Green Flash. Let me Google as to what the Green Flash exactly is.
Meanwhile, we'll cut for an interval here, I think. What do you want? Sea shanty? Sea shanty.
Look ahead, look astern, look the weather in the lee. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. I see a wreck to windward and a lofty ship to thee, a sailing down along the coast of High Barbary. Then hail her, O captain, he called o'er the side. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. Oh, are you a pirate or a man of war, he cried, a sailing down along the coast of High Barbary. Oh, are you a pirate or a man of war, cried we. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. Oh no, I'm not a pirate, but a man of war, cried he, a sailing down along the coast of High Barbary. Then back up your topsails and heave your vessel to. Blow high, blow low, and so sail we. For we have got some letters to be carried home by you, a sailing down along the coast of High Barbary.
The green flash at sunset, how can you see one? It's an optical phenomenon you can see shortly after sunset or before sunrise. It happens when the sun is almost entirely over the horizon. When the upper edge is still visible. For a second or two, the upper rim of the sun will appear to green in colour, or sometimes blue.
Oh.
It's a brief flash of the colour green, and it's quite exciting to see, especially if you've been looking for one. So yeah, so you can easily Google it. It'll show you what.
That's not green.
That's green there, look. That's how it shows above the sea, and then it flashes.
Oh, well, that is not what the film does.
But that's what you see, basically, and a lot of legends are around that.
I see. Yeah. That's quite good. For those listening, I was looking at green flashes in the sky.
Yes, it does that until it gets to the bottom, and then it flashes before it goes up under the horizon.
Oh, I see.
So it starts to go green, the top of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
like the optics start to go green just before it dips under, and then
Yeah.
it flashes before it goes completely over the horizon. It is quite beautiful if you have managed to see it before, but as you can imagine, back in the day, people had all types of legends about what it...
People, pirates especially, thought it was when people from the underworld came back.
When someone came back from the dead.
Yes. And I think they use that quite well in this context.
Yeah, it matches in this.
I like the scene where they are rocking the boat.
I do. I think it's really different.
I think it's weird that they're doing it. Instead of Jack Sparrow going, oh, if Jack Sparrow figures it out, like, we need to rock the boat and go upside down.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't go, we need to go upside down. He just starts running and people just follow him.
Maybe he just thinks that people won't believe him straight away beforehand, so he just starts doing it because he knows they haven't got much time.
Yeah, but no one questions it.
It isn't until... No one questions it because they're all doing it. They're all caught up in what he thinks he's looking at until Geoffrey Rush.
Geoffrey Rush goes, aye.
He looks at the map and he's like, oh shit, yeah. And then he says to everybody, yeah, do it as well. So I don't think the guys necessarily know what it is they're doing. All they're doing is following what the two captains are doing.
Which is the sign of a good crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before that bit, though, we do have a scene that's probably the best acting in the film.
Yes.
It's between Keira Knightley and Mr. Jonathan Pryce. Jonathan Pryce. Underused in this one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you couldn't use him much more anyway, because there's not much his character could have done.
He's killed off.
Yeah. I think he had to be.
Yeah. The souls of the dead are going into the locker.
They're not into the locker, they're going into the underworld.
Via boat.
Yes.
So that's very Hades.
It is, yeah.
Nice. That's Hercules.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jonathan Pryce is on one of those boats.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know he's dead.
He thinks he's dead, but he's not too sure. He's like, I think I'm dead.
Well, they established that, like, if you see a person on the boat in there, that they can't see you. They are essentially ghosts.
Yeah,
and
you see each other as ghosts to each other, basically.
Yeah, but this seems quite well acted.
Yeah.
Because of those two, Jonathan Pryce, Keira Knightley.
They act the fuck out of this.
Yeah, which is like, I'll send regards to your mother, shall I? And then she's trying to get him on the boat. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, well, this is sad.
Oh, I think that they were so good in this.
Yeah. Let's talk about Keira Knightley, actually.
This is her fucking film.
Do you think so?
I think she's absolutely iconic in this.
Okay.
I think her character's given such an amazing arc from the first film. She's always proved that she can be pretty
Tough.
cool.
Yeah.
She can always try and do the job. She got it wrong in the first film. Mm-hmm. But she's pretty self-reliant in the second film. But now she's just a full-on badass.
She's pirate.
And she's getting everybody riled up to go to war.
Mm-hmm. The Brethren Court, they say, okay, to do all this stuff and to, like, Calypso and battling the trading company and stuff, we need a pirate king. The thing with the pirate king is it's a vote. It's a democracy.
It's a vote between the lords as to who should be the pirate king.
And pirates are so stupid, they only vote for themselves. Mm-hmm. This is why there's not been a pirate king since the first one or whatever.
Well, not necessarily stupid. They're all selfish.
Yes.
They all like that power.
There's a twist where they all stand up and they go, oh, Mistress Ching's Gentleman Jacquard and stuff like that. Yeah. And Captain Swan, Barbossa, and then Jack Sparrow votes for Elizabeth as well. Therefore, she pirate king. Not queen, king.
Yeah. She's so cool in this.
Her story arc in this is gold.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I don't think it's super strong at the end, but I think it's still a worthy payoff.
She's so cool.
The problem is
I love her in this. I think she's just she's serving.
Unfortunately, there is a post-credit scene and an end scene that kind of lets it down, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Will Turner.
Oh.
What's he doing?
Both of the fucking Turners are so annoying in this.
The problem is that Davy Jones has sort of gone, okay, bootstraps are pain in the neck. Isn't it squiddy neck? Squids have a neck?
Yeah, he's got a big thing on the back of his head.
Ink sac.
He's got a big sack on
It's a pain in my sack, right?
Yeah.
So he's essentially part of the ship now.
Yeah.
He's a crusty boy. But he's gone mad. And Bootstrap Bill is not acting the way he should be. No,
he's becoming more of the ship and he's all crusty and very King Triton from the newer Little Mermaid. Yeah. He's soggy.
But anytime he's sort of like, oh, William's coming back for me and things like this. It's like, you and Will need to get a room. I'm sick of it.
Well, Will can't communicate with anybody. He doesn't communicate with his dad very well. He don't communicate with Elizabeth very well. Mm-hmm. There's For the beginning, like, first 2/3 of this film, they shouldn't be together.
Elizabeth and Will.
They clearly have a lot of secrets kept from one another. They can't communicate. They're a little bit toxic. They don't spend much of the movie together.
Yeah. It's weird that they've followed that relationship through.
Just to do that to them in that film.
Yeah.
She should have just said outright, I kissed Jack to save us from the Kraken.
Yeah.
I distracted him and I feel guilty. Help.
Help.
Help me feel better.
Help me feel better. Sad mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Will is very driven to get his father back, and that is it.
Yeah.
So he just doesn't care about Elizabeth in this one. It feels that way, and I feel like that is not good. That's what's the opposite of character progression?
Depression.
Character depression. Yeah. Yeah. Will is a wet lettuce in this one.
Oh, it's so annoying. I need to free my dad. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to go and send messages to Cutler Beckett. Oh.
Yeah, I'm working with Cutler Beckett, and then I'm double-crossing people.
The only scenes people remember of Will in this, is that otherwise it's forgettable, is the marriage on the boat scene.
Which is quite good.
Which is really cute.
Yeah.
And then the ending.
With the stab the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only things I remembered about this film, about him. I remember Elizabeth being the Pirate King.
Yeah.
Kicking some serious ass. I remember Barbossa being really funny. Jack not really having much to do but being there.
Jack is a sort of... Yeah, the story is... He's not the centre of the story anymore.
No.
But he's still carrying it.
Yeah.
He's carrying us through it. And I like that.
I like that.
It's weird to me that they carried on this franchise, though. I think this is an open and closed trilogy.
Did it just keep making so much money? Like, how much did the third one make?
The third one made bank. The fourth one made super bank.
That'll be why then.
I just don't get it. What was the big... Where was everyone when Dead Man's Chest came out?
It's because Dead Man's Chest, because people watched it and was like, oh, actually, this is really good. Maybe it did really well in home rentals and home sales.
Yeah, no, it did, yeah.
So it was like, you know what Disney are like? If something keeps making money, they're just going to keep throwing money at it. Well, movie studios in general.
Yeah. That kind of backfires with the fifth one.
It does. I mean, to be fair, that film's still well made, and they still try and build on pirate lore. They do try and do something different, but it ends up falling flat.
Are you talking about the fourth one?
The mermaid one.
The mermaid one, yeah. Yeah, I quite like the mermaid stuff.
We needed more pirate lore instead of it feeling like a weird mummy film.
Instead of focusing on pirates, it goes very nautical mythology. Like, it feels a bit more Lighthouse than it does.
Yeah. Well, weren't they looking for the Fountain of Youth in one of the mummy films or something? I can't remember. I feel like everyone's fucking looking for that shit.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it's just... I could have done with them looking for something else.
I quite like that they're going for these supernatural things.
I don't know, I feel like Fountain of Youth had been done already.
Yeah, that's fair. But I do like... well, I don't want to talk about the fourth one so much, but I do like it when Blackbeard goes in there and he drinks it, and then it just goes wrong for him. And he just... Which
is Indiana Jones.
Oh, for me it is, isn't it?
Exactly. I feel like they should have merged the good bits about the fourth film and the greatness about the fifth film. And if between them both, they could have had a good film.
Well, essentially no one came back for the fourth one, apart from Barbossa and Jack.
Yes, I feel like they could have merged those films together and we could have had something good.
Correct. I do like the fifth one, though. In this one, Barbossa is all about releasing Calypso. Tia Dalma is Calypso. And Calypso, spoiler alert, had a relationship with Mr. Davy Jones.
She's the fucking problem.
Right, yeah.
So we get to know a little bit more about their story, which, because it's already told in the one, we get a bit more depth to it.
Johnny Depp.
Exactly.
Nice.
So he fell in love with Calypso, I'm guessing because he wanted to live forever, because she's a goddess, she'll live forever. She gave him the really beautiful job of taking souls to the underworld. He acting as the ferryman. So to do the job for 10 years, and then one day, after every 10 years, he got to go on land and be with her.
That's not much of a break, is it?
No.
Yeah.
But so he served 10 years, he did the job he should have done, went to spend his one day on land, and she wasn't fucking there. So he was upset, heartbroken, spurned. He decided to cut his heart out, put it in a box.
Turn it into a squid.
And just say, fuck the job, fuck you. And do you know what? I'd have been the fucking same.
Yeah, absolutely. I quite like Bill Nye's scene with Naomi Harris, though.
It's quite beautiful, actually.
Again, like there's something about this film where it's gone, okay, the British actors, just put them together because they're selling it.
Yeah.
With the Jonathan Pryce and Keira Knightley. and Bill Nighy and Naomi Harris. I think stage work maybe comes into that.
Maybe, but we get an extra added bonus to their relationship in the fact that he said, "Oh no, fuck it," but he also went one further and he betrayed her to the pirate lords, told them how to bind her so they could have control of the oceans without worrying about some heathen goddess being pissed off and fucking him up with her big waves.
Yeah, and she's trapped in this human form.
Yeah, so basically he's betrayed her and took everything away from her.
They're as bad as each other.
Yeah, they are. I mean, when he says you weren't there, why? And she's like, but it's in my nature. Not good enough, bitch. You've had 10 years to be there.
Okay.
He's been working for you.
But he still loves her.
They both clearly love each other. Until the end bit when she finds out he betrayed her. And then she really is a woman scorned.
I don't think it is that. I think that is gaslighting on Will Turner's part. Is that who's really upset you? Who's really made you mad? It's Davy Jones. That's where it stems from.
Well, no, because she says name them.
Yeah.
And he's like Davy Jones.
He could have named anyone. He could have named Cutler Beckett and she'd have gone...
I think she knew in her heart it was true, though.
I see, yeah.
So she was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. And then she gets big and turns to crabs, which is what all people do.
She turns into those same fucking crabs from Davy Jones's locker.
Mm-hmm. She's a crabby girl.
She's never had control of crabs in any other films.
What are these crabs doing?
I don't know, just they're existing, aren't they? For no reason.
I think they're pretty cute as crabs go.
Oh yeah, always look at them.
Do you not? I do, all the time. Look at that cute little crab I said.
You're keeping you away from the fish counters.
Ah! They don't have crabs there.
They're king crabs
They
there.
don't have crabs
they have
in
king
Morrison's.
Crabs there.
Well,
next time we're not going to have a look.
Joke's on you, I actually don't like crab, so there.
We think they're cute.
I do think they're cute, and I would happily look at one. Gibbs, you are, throughout this trilogy, in these episodes, you've been a big believer in Gibbs.
Oh, he's such a blessing, isn't he? But he's not in this enough.
Do you think so?
I think he's just there to be Jack Sparrow's whipping boy every now and again. I like their dynamic.
The problem is that for Jack, Barbossa has taken the Gibbs role.
Yeah, he has.
You kind of have to slot him there, and then Gibbs is sort of doing bits and pieces.
Yeah, it had to happen for a reason, but I still appreciate him there and his son.
Yes. Let's talk about the set pieces. We've already spoke about the Rocking the Boat.
Yeah.
I love that one. But then there's not one for ages. The Kraken's dead.
I'm so mad about that. I think it's because the writers realised that to have this final that they're going with, you can't have it with the Kraken.
I think it would have been spectacular with the Kraken.
But they couldn't use it because otherwise it's a lot of special effects you're having to pay for, and also it makes that East India Trading Company too powerful.
Yeah.
If they've got control of the Kraken and the Flying Dutchman.
So what you're saying is Beckett made a bad decision.
Why would you make him kill the Kraken when the Kraken was in his command?
Well, they said because while they were going around killing pirates, they were hoping to take a few hostage to find out where the Brethren Court was. Mm-hmm. The problem is with the Kraken kills everyone on board. It was only luck that Will survived twice.
No, because I thought the Kraken was only coming after people with the black spot, unless told otherwise.
Yeah, but you can just took anyone. A black spot for you. Black spot. You get a black spot. And you get a black spot.
So I think the Kraken would have left people. I think he just did it so he hoped that one day Davy Jones wouldn't get pissy and turn it back on him. Oh,
yeah, it's probably a good shout.
But I don't know, I feel like he made a bad decision. Mm-hmm. But I suppose, again, the writers couldn't have it there.
Can you imagine, though, if that whirlpool got going and the Kraken was in the middle of it?
Like, hey!
Proper, yeah. Waving his little tentacles around. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Zool, motherfucker.
Exactly. That would have been spectacular. Alas, not to be.
You should write that version.
I already have. And it's called Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Much better than the last 3.
Kraken Whirlpool.
I'm a cracking good time. Oh. It's just the Kraken and no one else. Maybe Cotton's Parrot, actually.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a sitcom.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful sitcom. Norrington.
Underused.
I think you shed a tear when he went.
I didn't, but I liked him. I thought he was a good character.
What's he up to in this one?
Nothing. He gets his old position back.
He didn't get his old position back. He got a new one. Do you think he's always been in love with Elizabeth?
Yes. Even as a little girl in the first film.
No. Don't nonce it.
He is.
No. Unacceptable, that.
But it is. He's the same age.
He's the same age throughout.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she grows up. Yeah. Yeah, I like Jack Davenport, and it's a shame he didn't get redemption.
Because he does the right thing at the end of the Black Pearl.
Where he sort of helps Keira Knightley escape the Dutchman.
He makes a stupid decision thinking of himself in the second one.
Uh-huh.
But I liked him in the second one for the most part.
Yeah, me too.
And then he wasn't used in this. And when he was used, again, he did the right thing and met a grisly end.
Yeah.
He just needed the love of a right woman.
He did. And it wasn't Elizabeth.
No.
Who do you think it could have been?
It should have fucking been Elizabeth after the way Will was acting.
I agree.
She should have picked him in the end.
I absolutely agree.
And he could have gone on land.
Yeah.
Well, fucking Will's crying about his dad. I'd have gone like, you know what? Fuck you.
Hey, I'm telling you now, we don't actually know what Elizabeth's up to those 10 years. Sorry,
She's not with the dead body of Norrington, is she?
Those 9 years and 364 days.
Yeah, Will Turner gets to land and he's like, that's not my son.
Yeah.
You're not my dad.
You're not my dad. This is clearly fucking Righetti's son. The skinny one with one eye.
Yeah, must be.
Yeah. You didn't say it right. You got to say it right. We quote that way too much.
We do. We quote this film quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
We're weird.
Yeah, we're weird. But the third act of this film is something else. I think... do you think it goes on too long?
Yeah.
Do you think people are flying here, there and everywhere?
Yeah. I like that.
Okay.
I think it works. I could have cut out loads more of the start of this film to get the ending we've got.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I think it's a bit too long. People, have they checked out a little bit?
Yeah. Not with an interval in the middle.
Shut up. No.
Had ice cream and everything. It's proper like a theatre experience.
Aww.
Yeah. And a big old piss.
Ugh, nice.
Peeing me up a maelstrom.
Which one did you do first? Piss or ice cream?
I always piss first.
Piss with your ice cream.
I piss...
On your ice cream.
I piss on the wet... This has gone somewhere I didn't want it to go.
But you carried on anyway.
No, I carried on anyway. Do you think this wraps up everyone's story well?
It does tie up the loose ends.
Mm.
But I don't know. I will never like the ending with Keira Knightley
and Will Turner.
Will Turner and Orlando Bloom having the ending that they get. Because I felt like Elizabeth Swann deserved better.
It's weird to me that she's gone, okay, you're the Pirate King, king of all pirates, and then she's like, you've got to be a mother now. And you've got to do it by yourself.
Yeah.
That's
and
unacceptable.
What did you say? So basically what happens is Will gets fatally wounded.
Mm-hmm.
He stabs the heart of Davy Jones and becomes the new captain of the Flying Dutchman.
Part of the crew, part of the ship.
Part of the crew, part of the ship. And we get a quite cool sequence with that.
Where the Dutchman rises back up from the water and the Pearl and the Dutchman take on the Endeavour.
And completely fuck it up.
Like big time. In slow motion as well, which is very...
And that scene of him going down the stairs is iconic.
I think that's quite well done.
It really is well done.
Yeah. Because that's what he deserves.
Yeah, he does, because he's such a fucker.
I think if I'm on a ship and it's all going tits up, ships up, and the captain, if I go to the captain, what shall I do? And he's just staring into blank space going, it's just good business. I'm off. You know, I've already abandoned ship. I would have abandoned ship when I saw those two boats turn around and come at me.
You know something's fucking wrong. You know that Davy Jones is not on that boat anymore.
That's the Dutchman. That's a problem. That's a very good ship. That's the Pearl. That is a very good ship. We are one.
Because the thing with the Dutchman, no matter how much you fuck it up, that ship it's the ferryman ship. Nothing's going to happen to that ship because it goes in and out from the underworld.
Mm-hmm. So everyone on that's fine.
So you fucked. The Black Pearl's also one of the fastest ships other than the Dutchman.
Mm-hmm.
You fucked.
You're fucked.
So we get that amazing scene, which is very iconic now that people feel like it's how they go into work when everything's really busy. We all feel like that some days.
Big time. I felt like that today. It's just good business.
you come into your work, you're like, it's just good business.
It's just good business.
But when we get to the end bit, we have the Flying Dutchman waiting for Elizabeth and Will to finish doing the sex on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Bear in mind, it's their first time. They're just married.
They're all there on the deck with their telescopes watching.
They aren't, but we said they probably would be.
But
what did you say about them all being on the beach and it being their first time?
Okay, this is inappropriate for this podcast, but we'll talk about it anyway.
It's coming from personal, James, this is.
No, it isn't. All I'm saying is, I think this is a time where people would wait until they are married to get aboard the Flying Dutchman. So,
to do the coitus.
Yeah, to shiver the timbers. So I think if that is their first go, and that's their first day, that didn't last very long. That's all I'm not going to go any further than that. But I think if she's waited all this time to get married and to be with her betrothed and and consummate the marriage, and then it's that, and then he's got to go away for 10 years. Unacceptable. I would be pissed.
I'd be pissed at your performance.
Great. That's getting cut.
No, because as well, he gets her pregnant in that one moment as well. So
One and
she's
done.
Like,
yeah.
One and done, and you've left me with a baby.
But where has he left her?
With no money.
No money.
Just a fucking heart in a fucking box.
It doesn't look like any island either. There's nothing there. It's just a cliff. And she's like, oh, like, I get it. You're a pirate and you're a pirate king. And essentially, you two could sail side by side for the rest of your life.
But basically, as well, her character is known for being the governor's daughter. Didn't she have an arrest warrant out for herself in the second film?
In the second one, yeah, but then she sorted that out. But I feel like
she didn't get pardoned for herself though. She got pardoned for Jack Sparrow.
Oh, so maybe she's still out and about.
So you can't just walk about and say, "Oh, I'm the governor's daughter," because you'd find yourself hoisting the colours like at the beginning of the film.
Well, yeah. Jack's thing is quite good. His ending. Mm-hmm. Barbossa is like, we've got the Fountain of Youth. I found it. It's in this big jigsaw piece, whatever.
He's done the old switcheroo, hasn't he? While like Tortuga. Jack's gone to find some saucy wenches.
Mm-hmm.
And
left him there.
And they've left Gibson and Jack there.
Yeah.
So he's left with the same little kind of dingy boat he had at the start of Black Pearl.
It all connects.
It does.
And yeah, so Jack, I've actually got it, that little map thing. I cut that out.
Mm-hmm.
And he sails off in his little dinghy with gibless. No Gibbs.
No Gibbs.
He's completely by himself. Sails off into the horizon. Really bad eggs. Drink up my heart as your hoe.
And he stole the part of the map with the Fountain of Youth that Barbossa, who's fucked off on the Pearl, is so excited to have, and he's like, Jack's bested me again.
Mm-hmm. If you didn't have a fourth film to know what happens at the Fountain, would you assume that Jack found the Fountain of Youth and became immortal that way?
Truth be told, I would never have thought about it.
No?
No, because that wouldn't have been the story I would have wanted to have followed. I feel like Jack would constantly get into adventures and get out okay. I was more invested on what was going to happen to Will and Elizabeth.
Okay. But those two are not good for each other.
No, but it's kind of like they set it up with the marriage scene. And obviously this is Disney as well. We assumed they were gonna stay together, but no, they John Smithed us. Like at the end of Pocahontas.
I didn't know that was a phrase. I've been John Smith.
I've been John Smith. So, that was devastating watching that as a child. I was like, why didn't they end up together?
Because, well, it's a much better story than the actual story
yeah,
of
we
Pocahontas.
know, but...
But, yeah, I
as
see
a
what
child,
you mean.
I didn't know. And I felt a bit like this with that, because she's just watching him sail off into the sunset and they're not together.
Gore Verbinski, the director of this, he then directed The Cure for Wellness.
Okay.
And then he dipped.
He should have done really after The Cure for Wellness. That's a fucking weird film.
Oh, is it? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Is it not a good film?
He's got a thing for eels. I don't know why.
Find an entrance where they can. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a fucking big ass eel in there as well.
Oh, yeah! That's Amore.
He's got a thing for it.
Do you reckon? Yeah. I got halfway through The Cure for Wellness and turned it off because I was bored. I don't know what happened in that movie.
Mia Goth gets her boobies out.
Okay. What happens to the actual main character then? Is he well? Nurse?
I don't think any of them really get well, to be honest.
Okay. Does he swallow eels?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of eels in this.
Jason Isaacs in that.
Yeah.
He plays Hook.
He eats this up. He's great.
It all connects.
It all connects.
Is this better than Space Jam?
I still think it's better than Space Jam. Just for the last 40 minutes alone.
Okay. You really perked up in that last 40 minutes.
I did.
Yeah. And we had an interval and we watched a YouTube clip that was an hour and a half, but we skipped through it. So we watched another thing in the middle of this one thing.
Yes.
I think you weren't looking forward to this one.
I wasn't looking forward to it purely because of how long it is. But I ended up having a lot of fun with it.
What changed?
I don't know. Parts of it was better than I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe I've got more of an appreciation for it being older. I kind of like a bit of a darker story.
Yeah. Do you think it's benefited you watching it 1, 2, and then 3, basically?
Yeah.
Week by week, instead of waiting a year for the next one?
I think so, definitely. Dead Man's Chest is still the best one.
Where does this one sit on the ranking for you?
It moves Black Pearl into 3rd.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
Again, just for that last 40 minutes when they're in the whirlpool and they're fighting. It's so fucking cool.
Okay, right. You heard it here, guys. A very wrong opinion.
Wow.
It will never be as good as the second one. We know that. It's better than Space Jam, I think. Yeah, absolutely. But again, I think it's the last 40 minutes and the boat rocking. And then I really should.
You're not saying it right.
You also got to say it right. It's not as good as the first one. Not even close.
Wrong, but okay.
That's a very compact story, and you can have that as a standalone. This doesn't work without.
You're wrong.
Okay. You just like a big whirlpool, don't you?
I like a big whirlpool. It's like a twister but in the water.
I know what it is. I'm glad you like it. Do you remember we went to that science centre and you looked at a whirlpool?
I did. That was so exciting. What a day.
Okay. We'll leave that with you then, guys. We release you from your human bonds. And that is the Pirates films done. We're not touching number 4 with a barge pole. And we can't get to number 5 without number 4. So we are stranded.
Where we're marooned on the island.
Yeah. John Smith style. That's what we're doing to the
Wow.
to this franchise. I had a good time revisiting it though.
I did. I've had fun.
It peaks in the second.
It does. Nothing will ever be as good as Dead Man's Chest.
But there's good stuff throughout.
Yes.
I would argue.
I agree.
Okay, cool. Guess what's next?
Deep Impact.
No, it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie.
Oh, fuck's sake.
It is.
Why do you hate me?
This was... I organised this when we were Ooze Central. Do you remember it was all about ooze and slime at the start of this season? Ghostbusters 2. And we said we'll do...
I don't want to do it.
The Ivan Ooze movie.
I don't want to do it.
Too bad. But yeah, thanks for listening to us talk about the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Yo-ho.
Yo-ho.
A pirate's life.
For
me.
us. What?
Not for you.
Not for me.
For thee.
For thee. Shiver me timbers, guys. Thanks for listening.
Yo-ho.
Bye, guys.
Bye.